Welcome back to DVC Weekly. This is episode 118. My name is Jason Erpelding. I'm the broker of Buy and Sell DVC. I'm here with Scott Ferrioli.
I'm the owner of DVC-Rental.com and BuyandSellDVC.com.
And today is May 10th, 2023. Your 11-month window is going to be April 10th, 2024. 7-month window, December 10th, 2023. And we're 8 days in of selling of Disneyland Tower. Hopefully that's going well.
Did you buy it yet?
I did not.
I didn't either.
And I just want to mention, because we've gone a few episodes out mentioning, if you're looking to buy, it's BuyandSellDVC.com. If you're looking to sell, it is DVC-Rental.com. I'm sorry, so you're looking to rent out your points or rent, DVC-Rental.com. Remember the dash to save the cash. And let's see, we're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok,
YouTube. You can download this to listen to it as a podcast. So there's a lot of ways to find us.
And I just want to also give a shout out.
Ooh, shout
out.
DJ Kitty Cat?
I might mispronounce the last name, so I'm just going to go with the first name. Cynthia is a buyer, bought a property, and the seller, unfortunately, took a long time. I mean, it's still closed within the closing date window, but the seller was, it took a long time compared to Cynthia to return their final documents, but they did get them in, it did close, but she was very patient. So I just want to give a shout out to her. Hopefully, the patience pays off and she enjoys many memories with her points and,
Very nice.
Because of course, a transaction is perfect when a buyer gets their final documents, returns everything as soon as possible. Put everything else aside in your life, get those documents done. A seller gets those final documents, puts everything aside in their life, gets those documents done. And that's usually what happens, 95% of the time. But sometimes things come up in people's lives, and maybe it's the buyer, maybe it's the seller, they take a little bit longer. So we always appreciate when the one side or the other have some patience for the other side. So, because it's not a one-way transaction. Like you say, hey, I want to buy this. I can just grab it off the shelf and hand it to you. There's another party involved and they need to fulfill their obligations to get it closed. So on that note, we move on to the other announcement. Like, I feel Disney is, giving too many announcements at one time, I will tell you that there's a grocery store in Florida, I'm sure you're aware of, Publix.
I'm quite familiar
it's
with
very hard for me to shop there because there's too many options. Like, I can't go down a cereal aisle with 96 cereals in it because it causes my brain to malfunction. But I feel like we're getting up to that point here with Disney Vacation Club. I think Disney is actively selling as we speak, unless everything's sold out while we're recording, Alani, Grand Floridian, Riviera, and Disneyland Hotel.
Yep.
And now they announced that they're going to do the cabins, or some of the cabins, I'm not sure 100% of the details, into DVC.
Yeah, I don't know the exact details either, but they will be taking existing cabins, I think like pretty much demolishing them and building new cabins on that spot. So I don't know tons of the details.
But I feel like that's a lot of, it's like, hey, slow down here. You just got Disneyland Towers up for sale, and now you're talking about this, and then also Polynesians coming out. Like, this is a lot of information for people to absorb.
Yeah, unless things have come out before this actually goes live, a lot of people were asking, is it going to be pet friendly? Because right now the cabins at Disney World are pet friendly. But supposedly DVC's bylaws are something where they can't have pets in there. So I don't know if anybody knows just yet whether or not these new cabins will eventually be pet friendly. But there's a lot of stuff all coming on at once. Again, they're selling 4 different resorts, and now this would be a 5th option once this goes live. I don't think it's going to be going live anytime soon, but by the time this goes live, those 4 could still be selling, and they could be selling 5 different resorts.
So I guess my question...
And then Polynesian, once that comes online, they could be selling 6 different resorts at the same time.
So what's your initial thoughts on if it is pet friendly? Is that you vote yes, you vote no?
But that's a good question. I wasn't expecting that. My initial thought was, I don't want to be staying somewhere where there's been dogs and pet dander and stuff all over the place. But immediately in my head, I just went, I have a dog now. I've had a dog for 4 years, but I've never had a dog. My whole life, I've never had dogs. So I'm going, oh, I could bring my dog with me. I live locally. That'd be kind of fun to have her at the cabin with us. That would be kind of cool. So I don't know. But if I didn't have a dog, my initial thought would be like, I would never want to stay there. I'm sure they clean it and stuff, but just also as an owner, you go, dogs and any pet can do damage. They get scratch stuff. They're going to chew on stuff. I go, would you want to own at the hotel? I figured that your maintenance fees could be going up dramatically based on damage to furniture, having to replace furniture more with.
Plus,
I don't know.
Plus, my thoughts are, like you say, it's not a place I would. It's in Disney World, so there's plenty of other options. If if you're like, oh, I don't want to stay there but to me, I don't really know what the rules are on that, because then also I'm assuming that there's certain breeds that can't be there.
Probably, yes. Legally, there's certain breeds that are, there's.
We're not going to mention them because that might just blow up today's episode.
For those who don't know, I watch a lot of judge shows, so I watch a lot of pet lawsuits and stuff like that. And I'm not going to mention any specific breeds, but there are breeds that you can't even get home insurance on your house if you own specific breeds.
Oh, yes.
So now what happens if you have those breeds at the resort?
At a Disney resort on property.
With the dog, yeah.
So to me, that's
a legal issue as well, possibly.
Right. So I'm like, when I saw that and it was pet friendly, I was like, well, this is going to open up Pandora's box, and it may not turn out well for everybody on both sides. So
yeah,
it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But let's just say they're not pet friendly. Again, to me, they're adding DVC. That's a good thing. More places to purchase, and variety. They're not stopping putting money into DVC. So that to me, that's always a positive.
That's a very good point, because I know Disney's, over the past several months has been cutting some staff, and they've gotten some flack for it. But Iger has come out and said that their goal is to get profits up. But to sit there, you're not sitting there going, they've shut stuff down. They're just trying to get profits up. They're not investing. They're investing in DVC, which is one of those things that you never know. They could kind of just stop at any point and be the end of it. But they're very actively investing in Disney Vacation Club right now, which is as a renter, as an owner, as a potential owner.
You have to look at that as a positive.
Those are all great positives.
Because really, it's, if you buy in, no matter where you buy in, you really want DVC to continue to grow, for them to continue to keep selling. Because if you ever do need to sell, you need that, buzz in order to still help you sell your property. Because if that buzz doesn't exist, then it all of a sudden it becomes, like most other timeshares, they don't have this fan base like Disney does. They don't have the resale value, and that's you don't want DVC to be like that.
No, not at all.
And so now we move on to the food review of the week.
Come here, I'm gonna eat you! Get in my belly!
And maybe he was at Hoop-de-Doo Review. I don't know.
I've never been to Hoop-de-Doo Review. I do have it. Edcott Group is going to be coming down in July. And one of the things that we signed up for was to do a big Hoop-de-Doo thing. So I think there's like 30 or 40 people going to this Hoop-de-Doo. I'm going for the first time in July. So
nice.
I will be doing a Hoop-de-Doo Review.
We look forward to that review in August then.
Yes.
Nice. Write it down, folks.
So for today's food review, I'm back at Epcot's Flower and Garden Festival. And there's a lot of new options to try this year. This time I went to the Honey Bistro, and I got the honey mascarpone cheesecake, which has with the honey whipped cream, honeycomb, dehydrated honey, and fennel pollen meringue kisses. Overall, we were pretty happy with this cheesecake itself. A lot of times, Disney's cheesecakes have been kind of like hit or miss. I thought the cheesecake without any of the honey stuff was just really soft, creamy, really, really nice cheesecake. Small amount, but not bad at all. When you add the little like honey additions to it, it was really, really nice. And we overall enjoyed the flavor and texture. Again, it's on the smaller side, but it's only $5. So it's one of those things that I go, it wasn't a terrible value. It was a very nice option to have. I would definitely get this again, and I give this an 8.2. So very happy with the honey cheesecake and the fennel pollen meringue kisses. Picture like a Hershey's kiss. But you know how when they have something just made out of just like the sugar, it's just like a meringue, like it's a hard thing. So there wasn't too much on there. But I mean, this was just overall, it was fun trying the different things and the different types of the honey and the honeycomb that was in there. Just an overall nice mix. And for $5, I thought it was a nice deal.
Fantastic. And now we're on to the rental side of things.
So as of this recording, it's May 10th right now. So I'm going back to, because as we touched on last week, the Disneyland Hotel. In 6 days, people who have bought into the Disneyland Hotel so far will be able to start booking. So May 16th, people who own there can start booking. And then on July 27th. So
and when you say book, do you know when the earliest they can check in is?
I'm not positive what the earliest they can check in is. But right now, it hasn't even started booking yet. But I actually am not even sure. It's a good question. I don't know. So starting May 16th, they can start booking. All other members who are able to book at the resort. So if you're a blue card member, you can start booking July 27th. Again, we touched on some of this last week. I'm going to put it on here again. Please be aware there is a 15% transient tax on there. So you are going to be paying when you check in as well, just like you would for Hawaii. The rooms don't appear to have balconies as of right now. There's going to be a $35 a day parking fee as of now. What's also interesting is that there's a couple of extra things I want to add on here we didn't talk about last week, is that it's going to be similar to Riviera, where they have rooms that only allow 2 in them. So
is that called a duo?
Yes, it's called a duo. So they'll have that, which is nice for people who want like couples getting away. If you're traveling solo, a little bit smaller room that's like it's a studio, but only allows up to 2 in there. It'd be less points as well.
So the audience wants to know.
Yes.
DVC-Rental. Do you guys book a lot of duos on the rental side, or
not necessarily? No, we haven't had a lot.
But you have?
Yes, we've booked them before, but not.
Are they hard to secure, or
they're decently hard to secure because there's a lot of people who come down as a couple or a single, and it is less points. So a lot of times, typically the less expensive rooms at the resorts are always the first ones to go. You know, a boardwalk. We'll say boardwalk. And Bay Lake Tower, ones that were like offer a standard view, always the first things to always sell out. You know, people want to be at the nice locations, the nice resorts, for the cheapest amount possible. So
we like to use the word stretch. Stretch
their budget, stretch the book points, stretch the budget.
Hey guys, we can stay 2 more nights, or we can look at the pool.
That's the reason I love Boardwalk, and one of the reasons I love Boardwalk, besides the location and all the things about Boardwalk, is that they offer a standard view, where at off-peak season, I know this from doing this before, the preferred and the Boardwalk views are 15 points per night. The standard view is 10 points per night. So you've got 33% discount on it. And then beach clubs like 15 points a night as well. So you're all in the same location. You're still getting all the great amenities, and all those are 15 points per night. And then they've got the standard view for 10. And that's why I bought there, because if you're not booking around the 11-month window, it's really, really hard to get that standard view at Boardwalk. And what's cool about the standard view at Boardwalk, I've gone off on a tangent, is that a lot of times you can see the fireworks at Epcot as well.
And speaking of duo and boardwalks, like Hawaii has the hotel room.
Correct.
And there's like 8 of them.
There's not a lot, yes.
Have you ever booked those on the rental side?
Yes. Very tough to get.
And right at the 11th month for those?
11-month mark, and right around there, you need to be booking for the hotel room. Because again...
Because those are only like, I don't know if it's as low as 10 points or not, but...
I'm not positive about the point
value. But it's a small...
But they are lower than any of the regular studios at Aulani. So it is a nice option to have. Again, first one, it's always the first one to sell out, because everybody wants the least expensive option at the best place.
I mean, especially at Aulani, because, you're not going to... most people say, well, I'm never going to be in my room. Well, it's not like, like if you go to Magic Kingdom, you're going to get tired after taking a nap. You're at Aulani, you're like, okay, let's go down to the beach, let's go do this, Yeah.
Good point.
Sorry, I've taken you on a tangent all over.
Back to the new Disneyland Hotel, adding the thing. So what's also interesting is the studios have 3 different views. They've got the standard, the preferred, and the garden view. But once you get larger than the studios, the 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, all they have is preferred views. So if you want the standard or the garden view, you have to book the studios. All they have is preferred for the other rooms. So that's really all I had to adding on for the Disneyland stuff that we didn't touch on last week, because we're getting to that point where we're ready to book. Information's coming out on things, and I don't know exactly. I'm sure I forgot what date we actually book as of, but get ready to start booking your Disneyland hotel rooms.
And what's no, I'm not going to ask that question because that's out of left field there. But
You trying to make me look bad and ask me another question?
no, I just like
forget.
because I mean, again, we're knee deep in what's
Scott,
going on.
what's that quadratic equation again that you learned in high school?
Like we're knee deep in Disney World. People that are here all frequently. You see, you're in the Facebook group. People are always talking about Disney World. I mean, is Disneyland have the same type of crowds as Disney World on a regular basis? Same long lines, or is it different animal?
A little bit different animal. They still got long lines. It's a lot more. Disneyland is a lot more locals. Whereas I'm going to ballpark here. Like if you walk into Magic Kingdom here, it's 80% tourist and 20% locals. If you go to Disneyland's Magic Kingdom, it's the opposite. It's 80% locals, 20% tourists. So it's a little bit of a different animal. So during work days, less crowded at Disneyland, and I think schools start around August 15th or 16th there, similar to Florida. But once it hits mid-August there, the crowds drop dramatically because all the kids are now back in school. So all the locals are kind of busy. So the parks are much more dead. Where here, it's more consistent that even when the kids go back to school, it's still relatively crowded at Magic Kingdom.
Absolutely. Hopefully that was entertaining. We need you to leave a comment in regards to pets or no pets. What do you say?
That could be a little divisive, but I do like it to sit there. Would you bring your pet there, or would you not stay there because of the pet policy? Let us know what you think.
And
I'm torn.
Be sure to come back next week and see us again.
Thank you so much.